Hello Wolfpack. We don't have a face cam today, unfortunately. I'm not feeling top of the world at the moment, but I do want to thank you guys a lot for 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, we started a YouTube channel about a year ago in just a few days, so it's great to reach 10k. I just want to say a big thank you for that before we get into the video. I'm going to keep it nice and short and sharp. As I said, I'm not feeling too great today. And so I just want to update you guys on what's going on with Bitcoin, and I suppose what we can expect in the shorter term. Longer term views are already known at this point. I'm not going to cover those in this video. I'm a believer in the 4-year cycle theory. I do acknowledge the fact we have an uptrending macro line, and I think that we shouldn't be overly bearish right now. With that said, though, again, I do think that Q4 would be the bottom. I do think the bottom would be at 12 to 14k. And so I am by default labeling this a dead cat bounce. And I do want to get into this a little bit. We've got the CPI numbers on the 13th of July. Now we know what the reaction is going to be there. If the numbers come in lower than 8.6%, so if inflation decreases month on month as per the CPI, we can expect this dead cat bounce to actually continue to the upside, possibly continue all the way up to 28.6k. But if CPI numbers do come in higher than 8.6%, they continue upwards. We can probably expect this dead cat bounce to get rejected rather soon, probably from either the 200-week SMA, which is this green line, which is actually, approaching quite rapidly. Let me get a better chart up there and try and look at that. The 200-week SMA, this green line, you can see we're rejecting off of it right now in the current price action. We can expect to get rejected off of that if the CPI numbers do come in lower. Now, July 13th is only 4 days away, so it's, we're kind of just waiting to see what happens there. But as of the meantime, and in the meantime, we have broken out of a bearish pennant to the upside, which is interesting because it's obviously a bearish pennant. And if we flip back to the 4-hourly chart, we can see we've seen almost some sort of double bottom formation. It's more evident on the daily chart. It's not, I wouldn't quite call it a double bottom, but it looks although it's like a double bottom. And due to the fact that we have seen that, and we have actually broken the neckline as well. The neckline was this yellow line, the top of the pennant formation. That was the neckline for the W formation. We've actually broken that to the upside, and so we can probably expect Bitcoin to lurk around this 200-week SMA area for a little while here. And why is that? Well, the 200-week SMA is a very, very, very major line. If we bring up a chart, we'll bring up, for example, the BLX, Bitcoin Liquid Index. We can see, and let me remove all these indicators, that the 200-week SMA is the major macro line for Bitcoin. That's the line in the sand for Bitcoin, and it always has been, always will be. And we'll bring it back. Hold on one second. Green line there, 200-week SMA, marked the macro bottom for Bitcoin in 2015, 2018, and 2020. And unfortunately, it didn't mark the macro bottom this time because it's dropped below it. But as you can see, it's at 22.5k right now, and we're rejecting from it currently. So I would say that until we get above, the 200-week SMA, there's really no reason at all to be bullish because we're actually just back testing something that we've lost in the past, something very major that held in the past. We're just back testing it. So there's literally zero reason to be bullish here until we get above the 200-week SMA. Not only get above it, but close a weekly candle above it. And then you can start being short to medium term bullish. Even then, to be long-term bullish, we need to be seeing a lot more than that. But that's kind of the first step. So I suppose I just wanted to outline that to you guys. We've got that 200-week SMA there. It is rejecting us right now, and it's worth keeping an eye on. We've got Ethereum here as well, which is very interesting. That's in a ascending wedge formation, which is a bearish formation, so we can expect that to break to the downside. But obviously that does depend on the CPI number release as well, and that's why we're just kind of waiting here. We're being a bit patient. 4 days remaining till that release comes in. The Bitcoin dominance chart is having a resistance support flip on this descending wedge formation, and so we can expect that to head to the upside in the future. Now, the reason why Bitcoin dominance hasn't been moving up as much as people would have expected is because stable coins, USDT, USDC, they're not taking into account when calculating, Bitcoin dominance. And so previously, in previous bull markets, when we had Bitcoin dominance being calculated, it was literally just Bitcoin and altcoins. Stable coins weren't really popular back then, is what I'm saying. And so money couldn't flow into stable coins. It just had to be in either Bitcoin or altcoins out of the market. So obviously everyone flooded their money into Bitcoin. That's not happening, in the same way anymore, right? People are flooding their money into stable coins because they don't need to be in anything to be exposed to the market. They can, stake with stable coins. They can just sit on exchanges and wait until something happens. That didn't exist back in the day, or at least not to the same prominence as it does now. And so that's why the Bitcoin dominance chart looks a bit kind of weird. But I can say we're seeing a strong bounce off of that descending wedge formation. And so it seems as though the structure is just going to be continuing to the upside as we would have expected from the last time's fractal. So nothing really too much going on. We just have to wait that 4 days until the CPI comes out. We're getting rejected from a 200-week SMA until we get above a 200-week SMA. And if we get above a 200-week SMA, then we can start to talk about where this dead cat bounce would get rejected. But until that point, that's the logical place to assume it'd get rejected from. Let's see what happens, guys. I think Bitcoin's a little bit undervalued right now in the short term. And I definitely think there is a chance we can get above a 2-hour week here. If not for the weekly close, at least for a wick of some sort. I suppose if we get rejected here without getting above it, that just goes to show that, not only are we not at the bottom, but it's probably not even close, because that would be a very, very, very harsh rejection from something that held for support for so long. We're talking 7 years of support, something that held for 7 years of support, for us to reject from that without even wicking above it. That's a big, big sign of weakness. So let's see what happens, guys. Again, apologies for no face cam. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Before we end the video, I want to look at a few things here. Starting off with Wolves of Crypto V.I.P. Talked about it a bit in this video. We post Altcoin Trading Signals every second day. What you can do is you can go to my YouTube channel, click the join button on a PC device, and you can see all the perks that are available. Altcoin Trading Signals every second day, prioritized reply to comments, a 2-hour video on market psychology, and occasional access to my trading view charts when I see it as relevant. All for just $28 USD a month, less than $1 a day. Give me one VIP group that's cheaper than that offers the same quality of content. You literally cannot, because it is the cheapest in the business. Moving forward, the Crypto Academy. Let me refresh the page here because it's not actually loading properly. Here we go. There we go. Crypto Academy Become a Trader course. Again, I'm telling you guys, 2.5 months until Q4. If you agree with me, Q4 is going to be the bottom. It's not much time. And so you've got about 2.5 months of the prime time, the best time you can to learn how to trade. And this is it. This is your chance, right? So Become a Trader, 10-unit course. Takes you through everything you need to know about TA, everything you need to know about cryptocurrency in general, how to find trades, all of the 9 yards, the whole 9 yards, I should say. And you can go ahead and email us here at cryptoacademycourse@gmail.com to get a payment information pamphlet, a more in-depth video explanation of what the course is and what it actually looks like, and etc. And go ahead and make sure to do that if you're interested in that kind of thing. It's beautiful to see. We've got about 100 students in there now, so become one of them. BitGet Exchange is my favorite exchange. And I'm not just saying that because it's in the video. It's literally my favorite exchange. I reached out to these guys to do a partnership. They didn't reach out to me. And so, yeah, my favorite exchange. I use it alongside Binance. Binance I use mainly for spot. BitGet I use mainly for futures. Why is that? Futures is actually available on BitGet in Australia because we have the non-KYC option. Binance doesn't allow futures in Australia. We've also got half the fees of Binance on the BitGet exchange, which is crazy. We've got a reward center in which you can earn rewards for doing, pretty simple tasks, up to $4,000 in rewards for doing some tasks there. And then the referral program, which is obviously epic, in which you can gain access to that reward center using my referral link in the description below. So please sign up to BitGet. Helps out the channel and it helps out yourself because you're paying less fees on crypto. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.